Airline executives warning of a potential aviation catastrophe when AT&T and Verizon roll out their new 5G service tomorrow. They say it could make some large aircraft unstable and strand tens of thousands of Americans overseas unless changes are made. CEOs say starting tomorrow, a slew of flights will be canceled, including those carrying vaccines. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the latest for us.
This morning, the major airlines warning of a possible catastrophic aviation crisis beginning in less than 24 hours when AT&T and Verizon are set to launch new, stronger 5G technology, which would give faster wireless service. The concern, whether 5G signals could interfere with radio altimeters. That's a device pilots use telling them how far they are from the ground and helping them land in poor visibility.
The frequencies being used in 5G are very close to the frequencies that are used in this radio altimeter.
So experts worry the devices might fail because of potential confusion of the 5G signals.
This is unsafe. Let us be clear. This is unsafe. The manufacturers have said so. Our airlines are saying so. The FAA is saying so. And so are pilot unions.
Executives from airlines including American, Delta, United, and Southwest urging U.S. officials to keep new, stronger 5G signals at least 2 miles away from U.S. airports, saying in a letter immediate intervention is needed to avoid significant operational disruption. To be blunt, the nation's commerce will grind to a halt. The CEO's adding that certain larger planes can't be used and could potentially strand tens of thousands of Americans overseas. One union saying its pilots are prepared to ground their planes if the FAA doesn't act.
We're not going to fly the airplane unless it's safe. We're going to yell from the rooftops that we need to stop this. Take pause. We can get this done.
Other countries have successfully launched similar 5G signals, but the FAA says the 5G in America will be twice as powerful. The FAA saying overnight it continues to work with the aviation industry and wireless companies to try to limit 5G-related flight delays and cancellations.
Wow, Gio joining us now live from Newark Airport. So, Gio, let's just talk about the cellular providers here and how are they responding? And is there a chance that they could even delay the rollout? And what would that look like if indeed that happened?
So, Kira, basically, we have not yet heard from AT&T and Verizon on this particular issue, on the latest warning that was issued by those airline CEOs. They've talked about this in the past, and they've said, you know what, this is safe. They believe it is safe, and they also believe that they've delayed this long enough. In fact, in one of the last comments that they made on this, they said the question of whether 5G operations can safely coexist with aviation has long been settled. But the airlines, the FAA, they're basically saying, well, wait a minute, this hasn't been settled, because you heard there that, yes, this has been launched successfully in other countries, but the difference is that in those other countries, they have these permanent, what they call buffer zones around airports, where those signals can't reach those airports, and so basically the planes are able to land the last minute and a half, they're able to land and still use that radio altimeter to land that plane. In this case, they're only saying, well, we'll have that buffer zone for about the last 20 seconds of a flight, and the airlines are saying that's not enough. We are not willing to test this system in action with the planes actually in the air.
Here's what's hard to understand, though, Gio. Other countries have implemented 5G. So why can't we get this?
Yeah, and that's basically what the airlines are saying. They're basically saying, you know what, we want that buffer zone, and we want it to be a big buffer zone of 2 miles around the airport so that we know it's safe. And if later on we see that this 5G technology, this stronger signal, does not affect the planes, then we can tighten that up and make it a smaller circle. But they want to start with those 2 miles. And basically, Kira, also, what we're seeing in America, what will be launched with AT&T and Verizon tomorrow, if nothing changes, is a signal that's 2.5 times stronger than what we've seen in other countries.
Okay, interesting. So if we're worried about traveling this week, what do? Do we not travel? Do we just take the risk? Do we go for it?
Look, listen, I mean, what the airlines have said is, imagine the weather that we saw on Monday, the weather that we saw this weekend. What the airlines are saying is, if the 5G had already been implemented and if all of this had been in place, they would have canceled another 1,100 flights because of that. Totally unrelated to the weather necessarily, and more related to the 5G issue. They're saying that we're going to see more and more cancellations, not just with those passenger flights, as you said earlier, but also with those cargo flights. So if you have a flight and if this actually is implemented, just don't be surprised if there is an issue and your flight is actually canceled, or if you are flying and they end up saying, listen, we're going to land at another airport. We can't land at the airport you were originally going to.
All right, that does not sound like fun, but all right, we will be prepared, unless, of course, we land somewhere amazing like Hawaii. Gio, so glad you were live with us this morning at Newark. Thank you, Gio.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.